Thank you, Pam. So I have written an introduction which is very similar to Pam's introduction, but by the end of hearing what she said and what I said, you'll know the information really well. So this play, written for us by Peter Benoit, is inspired by the Pettengill Papers, which are stories of the exploits of pirates on Cliff and Jewel Islands. The Pettengill Papers were published as a serial in a now unknown newspaper in 1905. The identity of the author has also been lost to history. We are fortunate to have the papers thanks to Chester Pettengill. Captain Kidd, referred to in the play, was a pirate said to have had almost miraculous powers and to have been one of the first inhabitants of Cliff Island. His treasure is supposed to be buried in a place known as Kiff's Garden. In this spot, the grass is always green, even in the dead of winter, and otherwise unexplained phenomena. It is reported in the Pettengill Papers that many have tried to unearth Kiff's rich treasures, but none have been successful. Scene 1. At the square in front of Jen's Cliff Island store and cafe.
There's nothing to do, it's so boring.
What do you mean, nothing to do? Can't you think of something?
We can't go on the ticket after Griffin's Cove. The tide's out and we're stuck in the mud.
We could jump off the steamboat wharf.
That's no fun either. There's no wake. The McCoy doesn't come for a couple of hours, and you can't do it without a wake.
We could go to Kennedy Beach.
The flies are vicious down there, and they wicked hurt when they bite, and I'm not joking.
We can always go down to the ball field.
It's way too hot for that. They'd have to call the fireboat to take us down to Maine Med due to sunstroke.
We could pick berries.
That's no good either. The raspberries are all mushy and moldy now, and the blackberries are still green, hard, and sour.
Hey guys, maybe we can just relax. It's too nice out to stay inside.
How about we go look for buried treasure? You know, pirate treasure?
What did you say?
I said we could go look for buried treasure.
Yeah,
great idea. Let's go look for pirate treasure.
Scene 2. Still at the square.
Okay, if we're gonna find this pirate treasure, we need a plan. So what's the plan?
Well, here's a plan. If we're going to find pirate treasure, we have to think like pirates. If we're going to think like pirates, we need to first look like pirates. So, everybody report to the flagpole in half an hour in full pirate regalia.
What's regalia?
Never mind, just wear an eye patch.
Scene 3. A half hour later at the flagpole in the square.
All right, we're all dressed as pirates now. What do we do?
More than just looking like pirates, we have to think like pirates too.
How do pirates talk?
Pirates talk with lots of R's. Like, R.
Why do they do that?
Pirates have plenty of R's. Plenty enough to waste if they want.
How come they have all these R's?
Well, it's a long story, but on their way to Maine to bury their treasure, they raided Boston and stole all the artists and the people living there. now the people in Boston don't have any R's, and the pirates have them all.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Haven't you heard people in Boston talk about Paco the cat and Ham and Yam?
4 at Griffin's Cove.
We've dug all over Cliff Island, got nothing but blisters.
What about poison ivy? I got that too.
There were no golden blooms at the South Point. Nothing but rocks and driftwood.
Yeah, but they need corn. There was another rumor that you could find Spanish mill dollars at Ace Beach, or sand dollars, but in our case, no dollars.
I thought for sure Blood Red Ledge at the Bluffs would be a clue, because Captain Keefe sailed the Red Sea, but there's nothing at the Bluff that we could find.
Stinky Beach should have been a good clue too. They said that pirate Dixie Bull, who raided Maine in the early days, was pretty smelly. Maybe that's why they call him Bull, because he smelled like a full herd of cattle.
But we didn't have any luck at Stinky Beach either. Couldn't even find one silver sixpence.
The old timers on Cliff Island all say that Captain Keefe lured treasure ships, Spanish galleons, onto the bluffs with false lights, and would then bury the pieces of eight in the stalking legs of drowned sailors.
But we couldn't even find Keefe's garden. Everybody at the Cliff Island Historical Society talk about how it's the very spot where Keefe hid his treasure. But when you ask them for direction, nobody seems to know where it is.
Well, unless you can think of any other place to look, I guess it's treasure under the old road.
Wait, I know. I just figured it out. We don't have any time to waste. We need to go over to Mr. Burley's and dig there.
Why go over there?
It's because he's always smiling and he's in a good mood.
Why is that so important?
Oh, I just remembered what our grandfather used to tell us. He said, wherever you find the Jolly Roger, that's where the pirate treasure is.
Let's go dig at Rogers.
Scene 5. Later, back at the square in front of Jen's.
Hey kids, where'd you get all that ice cream? Did you find all that pirate treasure you were looking for?
Nope, but all the sounds good. Roger Burley said that he had planning on putting a garden right where we dug up his front lawn. He said that saved him the trouble of doing it himself, and he treated us all to ice cream cones.
Yeah, and we learned how to talk like pirates too.
Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you'll stay and enjoy a cupcake made by our lovely actors.